All right, welcome back to Baton Rouge, everyone. Site of the first and second round for the women's NCAA tournament. Time now to talk with the LSU Lady Tigers. Joining me on my far left is guard Hailey Van Lith. And joining me to my immediate left is Angel Reese, named SEC Player of the Year, second-team All-American by the Associated Press, and first-team All-American by the USBWA. Congratulations on your honor. As always, please raise your hand and address which player you're asking your question to. We'll bring a mic around to you because we are streaming this. So if you will also introduce yourself and your affiliation. And with that, we'll open up the floor to questions for either Hailey or Angel.
Michael Cobble, WBRZ TV in Baton Rouge. This is for Angel. Just going into it this year as opposed to last year, how differently does it feel for you, and what is different for you?
Of course, last year we didn't have really any expectations, of course. Coming into this year, we have a national championship projected number. We were number one coming in this year. Took a couple losses this year, but finished out the year strong. So it's definitely different, a different feeling now. I feel like more of a chip on our shoulder this year going into it. But I think our team is gelling at the right time, and I feel super comfortable. Last year's team, I didn't really know how far we would really go. We knew what we had, but this year's team, I feel like we know what we have at this point, and now it's just win or go home.
Matthew Brunuth on 3. Hailey, just the steps forward y'all have taken as a team defensively, and you specifically, just where's y'all's confidence level at, and how do you feel like y'all have taken those steps forward?
Yeah, I mean, I think the main thing was just time with each other and time in practice and an emphasis on building that part of our team. I think at the beginning of the season, we were caught up in how well we could score and how fun that was, and we neglected the other side of the game. And, we were real with ourselves. We recognized that that was something we needed to fix, and then we fixed it. So it was pretty simple.
And Angel, just the rest that y'all have been able to get over the past couple weeks. I know you said after the game you could play right away, but how valuable has that been, and how valuable has the practice time been?
Yeah, it's been great. I mean, being able to come back, our goal, of course, was to play home. And being able to come back home and play these 2 games is going to be amazing for us and amazing for LSU and the community and what we are able to do. Pack another game out. I believe the game is sold out tomorrow. So being able to come back, rest up some of the nagging injuries that we had, and then being able to collectively come together and just focus on what we're known to be. And defense is something that we've been really emphasizing on, and I'm just happy where we are defensively.
Hi there, Brett Martell with AP. More of a general women's basketball question. Have either of you, at this point in your careers, had any discussions with either advisors or agents about the financial wisdom of WNBA versus staying in school? And if you have had those conversations, kind of what have you learned from those?
For me, I've honestly learned that regardless, I'm going to be able to make money staying or going. Understanding that my brand has been built where I know that more than being in college is something that I can do. I have a brand outside of here where the deals are going to follow me if I leave or stay. And I've built that relationship with a lot of these brands. I don't just have brands that are in college. I've had brands that are long-term deals that are just past college. And I think that's the difference. Like one of my Reebok deal, and I'm sure Hailey's Adidas deal, that's going to go on past college. So, of course, we may not have the same benefits of the same training rooms, the commercial flights and stuff like that. And I think, of course, that's the con of everything. But it's a win or lose situation regardless of the decision that we're going to make. But you have to make a sacrifice in understanding what you want and what it's going to take.
Yeah, I think goes along the same line as that. You kind of have to look at what type of player you are. There's some people that have to capitalize in college because they're not a pro-type player. Their likability is going to stay in college. And I think for me, that's not the case. I'm a pro-type player. Like, the deals will follow, like Angel said. And, I mean, the one downfall really also is, like, visibility and the amount of times we play on ESPN and ABC and all these major television channels. That becomes a lot less when you go to the WNBA where it's at right now. So, you're not going to be in the media as much, but from a brand aspect, as long as you do what you need to do and keep up that part of your life, then brands, they're going to follow you when you go to the league.
Those are good answers. We stay with Hailey just for a second. Just if Poa can't play, what does the guard position look like for the start of the tournament, and how comfortable are you guys executing in that way?
Yeah, I mean, I think at this point, if Poa can't play, I'm gonna have to be the primary point guard, which. If that's what needs to be done, then that's what needs to be done. We're at the part of the season where, if something has to happen, you just got to get it done. And if that is me being a traditional point guard and not scoring that much, like, I'm just trying to get to the next round. And that's what it is at this point. I'm too old for all that other stuff. Like, I just want to help my team win. And we would love to have Poa. She helps our team a lot in a lot of different ways. But the reality is, if she can't play, then we need to adjust.
Chessa Boucher with NBC 33 here in Baton Rouge. For both of y'all, Rice is playing their best basketball round one. Obviously, you've got to get through round one to make it to round two. But what do you expect to see from this team, from both y'all, from the post position and the guard position?
Yeah, I mean, they have a big body post down there. We watched a lot of film on them. Just being able to understand our versatility and use that as our advantage. I'm speaking from the post position. I think they do a great job being able to stretch out. Their 4-player is like a guard, probably will be a guard on any other team. Super versatile, and just understanding our matchups is going to be super important. But on the defensive side, just being able to help our guards as much as we can. I think that's what has gotten us this far so far. Just being able to be there for our guards and helping them with our guards. They have a great left-hand point guard, which is really good. So just doing whatever it takes to win is going to be important.
Yeah, I mean, I think you see with these smaller schools in the beginning of the tournament, they're going to be smaller than us, but they are very versatile. They have a stretch 4. They can shoot on the perimeter. Our bigs are going to have to come out and be able to guard, which we know they can. We have very athletic bigs that can move their feet. And yeah, there's certain challenges to it, but we also have advantages that we're going to capitalize on: the size, the athleticism, the experience at this level, and yeah, we're very excited to play them.
Corey Diaz with the USA Today Sports Network. Hailey, for you, you've been on teams in the past that have made deep runs in the NCAA tournament, so I'm curious of your perspective of this LSU team. What you remember about those teams and their makeup versus what you got now here at LSU. Does it compare, contrast, and do you think this team is built for a deep run?
Yeah, I mean, in my experience, when I feel good about our team, it's that we're peaking at the right time. Like, you can play good at the beginning of the season, but if you're not peaking at the end, like, it's not going to happen for you in the tournament. You got to be peaking, and everyone has to be on the same level, and everyone has to be bought into what the objective of this team is. And like my year when we made the Final Four run, we were peaking at the right time, and everyone on the team was bought into winning, and we were committed to whatever my role had to be for that game to get to the next round. Like, that's what everyone was going to do. And I really think we're at a point with this team where people are willing to do that, and that's what you need. So I'm happy with it.
Sorry. Scott Rapollet with The Advocate. Hailey, we all saw your reaction when you saw Louisville's name pop up on the thing. What were you thinking? Like, did you just say, I know the committee was going to do this? I mean, what did you think? And Marissa Russell was in here earlier, and she said y'all were roommates.
Yeah.
Just what is your reaction to them being here where you are now?
Yeah, I mean, I think most of the reaction was I wasn't even thinking of that. Like, that wasn't what was going through my mind at that time. So it was more of like a surprise. But yeah, me and Marissa are really close. That's a relationship that I'll have for the rest of my life. She's a great friend of mine, and I love to support her in any way I can. But I'm a competitor, and if the time comes to compete, then I compete.
If both y'all could answer this, but we'll start with Hailey. Just Anissa's play this year, and how valuable has it been to your game and to your game, if you could answer that?
Yeah, I think for me, at least, in a pick and roll situation, Anissa is unique because she can pick and pop, and she can do a few different things out of options with that, and I can give her the ball in unique places because she can create farther from the basket, and she has a little bit more of a guard skill set with her size. And so, yeah, I mean, it's been challenging learning. I've never really played with a player like that, so it's been challenging for me as a point guard to learn how to help make her successful the best way that I can. And so, that's been something that I've been grateful for, the opportunity to learn to play with someone like her.
I mean, I feel like I've said this before. Anissa's not a second team player. She's not an honorable mention player. And I think sometimes she gets overshadowed because of me. And it's tough. And I hate that. I hate that for her. But she works hard. She makes me better every day. We don't go as far as we do and as far as we've been without Anissa. Her defense, her work ethic, she works hard every day. I mean, she doesn't complain about anything. She always comes in and just has a mindset that she wants to get better every day. So being able to have a player like that, a teammate like that, a sister like that, where you just love to have her. You always want to have somebody like that on your team, but you don't want to go against her.
Brett Martell again with AP, and this is for Angel. How would you say you would summarize kind of the arc of your season so far in terms of not just adjusting to a number of new high-profile teammates and figuring out your role among them, but also just how much fame you came into this season with versus last year and managing all that?
Yeah, I mean, it just goes back into what our theme for the year is, dig deep roots. And we talked about that from the beginning of the season. We know most of our statuses. We know everything that we come with, the fame, everything that comes with. We have to just put that to the side and understand what it's going to take to win. And I think in the beginning of the season, like Hailey said, we focused so much on offense, and we neglected defense, and what it's going to take. We can't just beat these teams and outscore these teams. Like, these teams are actually really good, and they can outscore you. And we've seen that earlier on in the season. Our first game out the gate, Colorado, they killed us. We didn't play any defense. Offensively, we were struggling. So just being able to see us being able to put everything else to the side, not care about stats, not care about personal goals, and understand what it's going to take to win a national championship. We didn't have the most talented team last year to win the championship, and this year we have one of the most talented teams in the country. So it's going to be a difference, and it's a different shift to understanding like what it's really going to take to win this thing. And like he was saying earlier, like if Poa can't go, we won a national championship because of the bench. Me, Alexis, and Jazz didn't play really much that Iowa game. Me, Alexis, and KP didn't play. Jazz, Poa came in. That bench is going to be what's going to be important. And Coach keeps emphasizing, like, Janae, we're going to need you. Aaliyah, we're going to need you. Everybody from the bench, we're going to need you guys. So just understanding what it's going to take to win is just going to be really, really important at the end.
We'll stay with Angel. Just Michaela not being in this position, like what do you tell her as this thing gets started?
I think Flage honestly can be somebody that can tell her how to feel in this. She's a starter. Flage was a starter last year. One of the best freshmen in the country. Her and Flage were both freshmen in the country. So just being able to kind of relax. I mean, it's overwhelming, your first tournament, being able to be home. She's in Louisiana, which is home. I remember being at Maryland and hosting home for the first time. So I know her nerves are built up. She wants to do great, but again, like I said, she has dropped everything to understand what it's going to take to win defensively, being able to be in a stance and understanding her matchups as a freshman, and I think she's done a great job doing that.